Today I fucked up and lost all of my life savings because I'm stupid. This is age-old tale of a scammer doing what they do best and leaving someone, this time me, with nothing left. So I work but in rural areas fixing farm equipment, and it just so happened that today I was on a farm with very little phone signal. I was in the middle of changing a motor on a cow feeder when my phone rings. I see it has the dial code for my area. I answer and put it on loudspeaker beside me. I hear the guy say, "It's your bank." But then the phone signal goes and is cut off. He immediately rings back and says the same thing. I say, "Yes, that's me. I'm a little busy. Can I call back?" The man says, "There has been a large purchase outside of the town area that you live. Was this you?" And I said, "No, that wasn't me." He says, "Oh, okay, well, we should first cancel your card, then I've sent you a security code. Can you read it back to me?" Now of course everyone sees how much of an absolute idiot I'm about to be, because of course I read out the code. The man instantly puts the phone down. Now I very quickly realize what's happened. I try to call my bank, but of course this is when my phone decides, yep, not enough signal to ring anyone. I jumped in the van and drove as fast as I could to find a phone signal to ring my bank. It took me 3 minutes and it was too late. I had 6.5k and that's all I have to live off, to buy food, pay rent and pay for my wedding that is in 2 months, and in a 40-second conversation I've ruined my life. I feel sick and all I can do is just hate myself for being the biggest idiot on the planet. TLDR answered a phone call and gave away a yacht that has left me in the middle of the month with 0 to my name because I'm stupid. Talk to your bank. They sometimes have insurance for scams like these. If my bank ever calls me to discuss an issue with my account, I'll be sure to call them back using the number on the back of my debit card. Their issues are never so urgent as to require my confirmation of something right in that moment. There is more to it than this. They also knew your login information, i.e., username and password, and were able to set up a new payee too. Here, at least if you want to set up a new payee, then there are further steps to complete first, like additional MFA steps. Obviously report this to relevant authorities, but also the transaction should be able to be reversed. This is becoming more and more common. It doesn't help OP, but a lot of people also fall for this. I think, like a few others said, OP should physically go to the bank. Don't just talk to someone on the phone. Go and talk to a person who works there so they see who you are and tell them what happened and its impact on your life. Also, good advice is to change all your account numbers. Bank can do that, and your passwords. Good luck. Not trying to beat you up, but did that code say don't share this with anyone? This is honestly part of the reason I don't answer calls from numbers I don't recognize. If you have used that same combo of username and password somewhere else, you need to change all your passwords to something unique. This should be the standard anyway, but it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and do it. Go physically to your bank and explain the situation. They will likely credit your account and investigate the situation. If it makes you feel better. When I was finishing my articles, this exact scam fooled my boss, who was a 50-year-old veteran professional accountant. It was for the exact same reason you stated. They knew so much of his info. He was convinced they were calling from the bank. You aren't stupid. They are very, very good at this. It's a crime and you must pursue it as a crime for which you are the victim. If you got shot, you wouldn't blame yourself for being stupid. You were targeted and they pulled the trigger. You aren't stupid. They are very skilled, very evil criminals. That's all. Contact the Consumer Protection Bureau. It's a federal agency that protects consumers from fraud like this. You may be able to file a complaint there. You could also contact your state's attorney general and let the bank know you'll be doing this. They probably are more able to help you, but as others have commented, they just don't feel like it. If you give them some motivation, you might have better results. Also, check out the personal finance subs information. They get requests like this all the time. You might get DMs from people saying they can recover the money for you. Those are also scams, assuming that you are now an easy target. Don't trust anyone helping other than advice you can enact independently. Change all your passwords and emails. You're compromised. Then tell your bank you're likely to switch since their security is lax even if your info was leaked elsewhere, and that usually puts a fire on their ass to help more. May not be able to recover anything, but for me, Chase started working overtime when I threatened to cancel my accounts since my only time getting hacked they stole money from them and not my other banks. Had my money back same day. People, talking about scammers, I know people that flood social media with these kinds of posts and they make a very good living off doing it. A few tens of thousands might see this, say our poor guy's wedding is in 2 months, I'll send him $20. 50 people do that and there's an extra grand for OP. Don't send money to people posting sob stories, poor me stories online. When someone on the phone wants to do any kind of banking stuff, tell them you will go to the bank in person. Thank you for sharing a real incident, instead of hiding it. Also, have a small cash savings hidden in your home that you tell nobody about. Never answer the phone if the caller isn't in your contacts. I had someone like this call me. Asked if I had made a purchase of an Xbox. I told them that I'd call the bank directly to verify and they hung up immediately. Always be the one to initiate contact. Doesn't the code usually come with a message that says something like, "Do not share this code with anyone. We will never ask you for this code"? If this happened today, and it wasn't a wire, I don't see why the bank cannot cancel the ACH transfer. This doesn't make. Can someone deplete your funds just by giving you a number to repeat back to him? I'm sorry this happened to you. Did the text not say, "The bank will never ask for this number"? Spoofed numbers are the most common scam tactic. Wish you the best. Always hang up and call the bank back directly yourself. I'm so sorry. That sucks so bad. You're not dumb, you just got caught off guard. When I was reading it I said to myself, I hope he hung up and went on bank app. Not having good service was brutal also. So sorry, scammers are scum. All I think about is stacking for the future. I'd be devastated to lose it. GL Bud. That could have been me. I had to read it twice and consult the comments before realizing how this was bad. Thank you for sharing. I've ruined my life. Nah, don't worry. 6.5k sucks a lot, depending on your income. Maybe it's a year worth of saving if you can't put aside much, but in the end it's just an expensive lesson. Explain to your fiancé why your honeymoon might not be what she was expecting and start saving up again. It's not like you're suddenly in a ton of debt. The scammer had to transfer it somewhere. That should leave a trail to follow. Hell, you might even be able to look at your account and see where it was transferred to, or you could get the bank to pull up where the transfer was to. At the very least you report this as a crime, and start a police investigation. This sucks. Banks use the verification code to prove it's you, so what can you do? I guess going forward never agree to anything on the phone and go into a branch. Oh hang on, they're all closed now. Call your bank, demand they rectify. Tell them you'll name and shame them online and complain to a current affair if they don't help. I am so sorry. These people are pros for a reason. Same thing happened to my friend. We're in Canada with RBC. And they returned the money back to my friend after letting the bank know he got scammed. So it's not unprecedented that the bank will cover their customer's bank account. How does the security code give them access to your bank? I'm afraid my mother will fall for something like this, so I want to explain it to her. Tell them you wish to charge back that payment as goods were not delivered, aka a tractor. Plot twist: this dude is actually a scammer, hoping this sob story convinces people to offer money or contribute to the GoFundMe his sister created for him. You should honestly have just called the bank and not told them you gave out the code. That way they feel like it's their error and need to cover it. Update, PLZ. Another reason I just never answer my phone. I don't think that at all. I was thinking about how this will impact your wedding. You're not fishing for money but warning others beware. They are evil. When they call I say most evil, vile things I can to them until they hang up and block me. It's funny because I'll still get the initial voicemail saying you may qualify money if you had W-2 employees, but when I try to call the numbers, even the new numbers they use, they have already blocked me. Okay. I'm obviously not that bright. How do they get money from just you reading them a code? Fucking pricks. Sorry to hear that, man. Never, ever, ever answer the phone from a number you don't know without a name attached. Period. Scammers make $10 billion ripping people off every